Music Foundation and sponsored by Mogo. It's One More with Brian Erickson.
Ready? I'm your host, Brian Erickson. Each week, we bring in two new guests. We sit them down at the table. We ask them why they do what they do. This week, of course, is no exception. Chris, you're really testing me today.
Oh, my God.
But first, and as always, Jesse McCormick and the aforementioned Chris Dubrow. My two adult children.
Is it aforementioned or aforementioned?
Potato.
Okay, I agree. No, it's aforementioned and aforementioned. There's nothing to do there. How are you doing? How was Mother's Day for everyone?
It was good. My brother came home from school, so we actually, my brother's birthday was last month, so we gave him his gift this month because he was in school, and he got a new Switch, so we played Let's Go Pikachu together.
Oh, exciting!
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's very cute. I saw a Detective Pikachu yesterday.
It's out?
Yeah, it came out this weekend.
Is it actually kind of good?
It's great. No, it's great.
It's very good.
It's like
it's really good.
No, because when I saw that that was going to be a thing, I was like, all right.
It looked
it's
insane. Like it felt like it wasn't real the whole time.
But then obviously Sonic, the Sonic trailer came out, and it's like, well, this looks like if everything for Detective Pikachu were to go absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
But it's heartening to know that.
Detective Pikachu,
is actually okay.
It kicks ass. Yeah, it's
I'm
really,
very
really
excited.
good. Like they do a very good job.
Yeah, no.
Ryan Reynolds?
Reynolds, Sweet Baby Rye, he's great. The bad guy is that, what's that actor's name, the British guy, Bill Nighy, is that his name?
Bill Nighy.
Nighy, yeah, he's fantastic, and he's in it for like 2 scenes and just murders it.
That's
really
good.
This
is great acting.
This is Chris Dubrow's film review corner, so check that out.
Yeah,
this one right here
is the corner where
we should do that. We should do that as a segment next season.
Like
I keep saying we're gonna have new segments.
We don't have any.
Every new.
We barely pull off the segments we have, so I don't know why we would add. I mean, we have interviews and ad reads and performances, and we're hanging on by a thread with all 3 of those. So I don't know why we think adding. We do have to do one more on location though.
Yeah,
we just gotta find like the worst location.
Well, I reached out to a bar that's named One More.
Oh yeah, One More. We gotta go to the One More bar. I want to do like
they never responded.
One More on location at a liquor store in Newark. Like just see what happens.
That'd be great. Or let's go to the vape shop in Edison.
Well, there's more than one vape shop in Edison. I promise you.
Speaking of though, before we continue. It should be said that yes, this is the last proper episode of the season. We're going to do one. We're going to do one additional episode next week, and that's just going to be kind of a wrap up with the 3 of us. Either Matt is going to interview us, or we're going to have a guest interview, or we're just going to sit here and BS amongst ourselves.
I mean, I think people want to see the 3 of us sit around this table and just be rude at each other for an hour. Let's see how quickly until I can get both of you to yell at me.
It's not going to take long.
It's really not going to take long.
At least
even if I'm not.
For me, it's not going to take long.
What you even said about my shirt right before we
it really hurt your feelings, apparently.
Like, oh, wow.
I'm sitting here wearing distressed jeans, and you're angry at me about my
Can we
comment
get a close-up
about
on
your
those rips? Is that possible?
We're not here to talk about my rips.
Yeah.
Spencer, you got that? Look, I'm trying something new here, folks. I'm trying to keep young. I'm trying to keep in with the people. We're not here to talk about my terrible fashion sense. Thank God. One More Brian Erickson is brought to you by the savory goodness of Mogo Korean Fusion Tacos. Featuring fresh homemade ingredients, family recipes, and a variety of menu options, Mogo is bringing traditional Korean flavors to the masses. For the past 3 years, Mogo has also been a leading sponsor of Asbury Park Live, a free weekly summer concert series run in conjunction with the Asbury Park Music Foundation. This event series not only showcases emerging and established Asbury Park acts, but also raises money for youth music education, including the launch of new Latin music summer camp last year. Jesse and I will be attending again this year. So visit either of their 2 locations, Cookman Avenue or the Asbury Park Boardwalk, for casual sit-down dining, or Mogo Korean. Christ, Brian, your next funeral?
Well, we said cater your wedding with it,
okay,
so it is only natural, right? Sunrise, sunset.
Circle of life.
Yes. He will be speaking.
Have some tacos there.
He will be speaking at next week's Tedx Asbury Park event, which she has helped curate and organize. Let us welcome back Matt Cook, and welcome for the first time Evie Task.
I realized we didn't. Because I interrupted you during your opening. We didn't.
That's
We
okay.
didn't say who was going to be on this week. So
That's
a
all right.
surprise. Yeah, I mean people.
That's
didn't see
fine.
this. Thank you guys so much for
Mr.
coming.
Erickson.
Hey,
for having us.
nice to
How are
meet
you?
you for the first time.
Matt,
I know,
what
it's
is
been
this?
so long.
Third time on?
Third time.
Third time's a charm, isn't
Third
it?
time's the charm. First cuts the deepest.
Yes.
You can't lead second to water.
My first single of the year was Last,
Okay.
and my whatever. We're done.
And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. Yeah, first ever 3-time guest. How's it feel?
It feels pretty much the same.
That's fine. That's fine.
Especially
It's
the
a
last one.
three-peat.
The first one stands out as being really different because of that red backdrop.
Yeah, we were in
But
the
I'm kinda-
well, yeah, that's
I'm glad that we have this nice space here at the Asbury Park Music
Yeah.
Foundation.
Thanks, Jim.
yeah. All due respect to Monmouth music, but yeah, that red
R.I.P. in
background.
peace, Mom Music.
Yeah, they don't even exist
Gracious.
anymore, right?
Yeah, they're like a weird PC gaming thing now.
No, I think it's like some kind
a
of like
weird.
technology education thing. It's like
Yeah, they're all about the future now.
yeah, it's all about the future.
Yeah, music is
Future
not
now.
is clearly not the future.
Yeah, but you know what is a
So.
future? TED.
Yes, yes. So,
Very nice.
Evie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Tedx Asbury Park, the event that's happening next week. The topic for this year is chaos, and
is.
how was that topic arrived at?
To be honest, I didn't have anything to do with that, but we have a full team, all volunteers who
Wow.
work on this event almost year round. As you can imagine, pulling something off at the Paramount, where we've got over 1,100 seats available.
Is that
There's a lot.
Is there? I imagine there's quite a good deal of red tape involved in
Not
in
as much
pulling
red
something
tape
like
as
that
there
off?
is really hard work by a lot of different teams doing different things. Madison Marquette has been awesome to us now. This is our third year in Asbury Park.
That's great.
And so we rent the theater from them, and then it's really up to us to make everything happen. We get the speakers, we come up with the set design, if you will, even though it's pretty sparse, and we sell a lot of tickets and do a lot of publicity and
Yeah,
hope
and
to get a bunch of people in seats on Saturday, May 18th.
yeah, and TED, like the TED Talks, that's kind of a big brand. You know, is that a sort of intimidating responsibility to know that you're kind of carrying this thing that has like international recognition?
Yeah, it is. I didn't realize until I became involved with TEDx Asbury Park just how many people are addicted to TED Talks. And there are tens of thousands of them you can watch online, listen
yeah.
to on podcasts. So I wasn't fully aware of just how big a deal it was, but we have an actual license. We are license holders
Yeah.
under TED.com. So I'm the director of QA and branding, and it's up to me to make sure not just that we're putting out good information and making sure there are no typos and things like that, but also that we're adhering to the TED guidelines. So
Yeah,
it is.
and
It's
that's
a big
important.
responsibility for us as a group, but this is a really committed group of volunteers, and most of the people who are involved have been doing it for a few years already, and every year that I've been involved, I see it gets bigger and better.
Yeah, and how did you specifically come to be involved in the project?
I actually went to the open rehearsal 3 years ago.
Oh, okay,
That was
yeah.
held about a month before the event, and saw 4 or 5 speakers basically getting a final chance to be on stage and rehearse, and thought this looks good. I bought a ticket. I went thinking I'd go for half a day,
Great.
and so in the follow-up, I volunteered my time, and something I'm really happy to be involved in, and I meet interesting people and do some good networking, and I feel like I'm doing something good in the community.
Yeah, and Matt, how did you get involved?
Right here.
That's all I was-
Well,
Yeah,
what,
Ev-
well,
Ev
what,
pretty
what-
much
Thanks
asked
for
me
coming on,
to.
Matt.
all right, Matt Cook,
Talk to
everybody. But how? I guess then, how did you two sort of link up, and how did that? What was that conversation like?
Well, I met Evie, I guess, close to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was playing a show, actually, and the place I frequent is the Buttered Biscuit Cafe.
Oh, of course,
Not a
of course.
sponsor, but perhaps.
We ran into each
I run
other
into
at the
everybody,
Buttered
yeah.
Biscuit
Because
like
I'm
2
there
weeks
so
ago.
frequently,
Yeah,
I don't think I've
but
ever been there. Where is that?
Yeah,
Bradley Beach.
Bradley Beach, yeah.
Quite good.
I very rarely am in Bradley Beach around what sounds to be brunch time, I guess. So.
Yeah, brunch time on a weekday.
Yeah, I very rarely am in Bradley Beach around those times.
Well,
so.
you should get there sometime.
Yeah, well,
Do I look like the kind of person that wakes up like before noon on days when I don't have to?
Brunches, I always kind of look at brunches like 10:30 till like 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it's
We're not here talking about my brunch habits.
They are open till 3, so you could
okay.
still make
See.
it. You know,
okay.
Race down.
even if you did wake up by noon typically, or you know.
I know it takes
You
you a
wake up and
while to
immediately
get
get
ready,
in the car,
like,
yeah.
like
This
2
doesn't-
hours.
This doesn't happen in the span of a few minutes. This happens in the span of a couple of minutes.
This shush,
I would
I got
never-
caught outside while it's raining look.
I would never assume that either.
Of course.
No.
You're a gentleman. Why do we always end up talking about? I do a dumb tangent. We all really explore it in the middle of an interview every week.
just
Waste
so funny,
everybody's time. Waste everybody's time.
We all just want to be a part of your Twitter feed.
Yeah,
It's
no,
all
that's fair.
You're very involved. on
Speaking of,
Twitter.
when can
So-
I do a TEDx?
Oh,
I have
good
a
God.
TEDx ready to go.
Never
Just
let him.
fucking get it done with Kristen Brown.
That might be an all-day show.
So Evie, who else is taking part in the event?
I want to go back.
Jesse.
Let's go back to
Thank
how
you.
Matt managed to get
Yeah.
involved this
Yes.
year.
Finish your story.
So the buttered biscuit, okay. There was a brief run where they were trying dinners, and since I'm friends with everybody in there, so I was playing one of the dinners there.
Oh yeah, I remember
and-
when you were doing that.
Yeah. I played a few of them, and Evie was there one night. She heard me play. She just figured I was a Ben Folds fan, right? Which of course
Here's
is
some
true.
Ben Folds influence.
Yeah.
And then we got
You
to
know-
talking, and she came to see me perform a lot, and we became good friends and have a lot of shared musical interests. And the TEDx thing came up, I guess maybe 6 months ago was the first time you had mentioned it to me. But it still became it was a shock and a real honor to find out that they actually wanted me to participate this year.
So I sat in a meeting and said, I've got a local performer who has a great chaos story. And for those of you who know Matt's story, you know
Yeah,
chaos
you
is a
wanna-
pretty good description. So
Yeah,
that's what he's going to talk about before he plays.
You want to give us kind of a quick version? I know we talked about this, year and a half ago when you were on the first time,
Right.
but for people just joining us today, you're going to talk all about this. So yeah, just the kind of quick version of this.
Yeah, well, the real chaos that I experienced was 8.5 years ago when I was an undiagnosed type 1 diabetic and ended up in a life-threatening diabetic coma. So that's really where the basis of all this starts. I'm kind of I've gone back a little bit further to my days spent in California and kind of pulled things that I went through with my family and while I was in school and bouts with depression and everything that kind of led up to that point. But the whole theme, at least for me, because that's kind of what I try to do in all aspects of my life, is try to turn negative things into positive things. So this my whole talk is kind of based off of how I was able to turn some of that personal chaos, and because in many ways my life is kind of split in two. And when I was 25 years old, when I was diagnosed, kind of had my pre-diabetic life and my post-diabetic life, and post the irony of living with a chronic illness every day, because it's not hard or it's not easy to live with it. It's in many ways though, my life has gotten so much better having gone through that chaos. So that's kind of what I'm going to be touching upon at the talks, and I get to I actually get to perform full band inside Paramount Theater, which I'm really excited about too.
That's incredible.
We talked about this a bit on the first time I was a guest, as we are three in now. But I was in the middle of working on my second record, Live, Laugh, Love, when all this happened, and I ended up in my coma. So the album almost didn't get finished because I literally almost died. So it's a miracle that I didn't. And the title track of the record is called Go Ahead, Live, Laugh, Love. So it's the name of the entire album. And a lot of those songs were written about some of my depressed days out in California, but I didn't have that song until after waking up from the coma, and I kind of wrote that song about my whole experience and put it in song metaphorically. So that's the song that we're going to be performing on Saturday.
That's great. Now, Evie, you're also pretty involved in the music scene otherwise. We always kind of bump into each
I'm
other at
always out
shows
there,
and stuff.
yeah.
I mean, the hotel that just this past weekend, Happy Mondays last week. What do you find so compelling about our community here that makes you want to be a part of it?
I've said to Matt, one of the things I love is how supportive you all are of each other. I think it's amazing. And I've been living here about 3.5 years. I've seen more live music in that time than I had in 15 years in North Jersey, because there weren't places to go on a Monday night to hit Wonder Bar for free and see a lineup like there's going to be tonight.
Oh yeah.
So just the fact that it's so accessible here, and I'm at the point now where I certainly have some of my favorites, but I'm still discovering new musicians all the time. It's just great fun.
Cool. Now, we, before we get out of here too, Matt, you've got a new single out called The Voice. I wanted to make sure we talked about that also. So I don't know if you wanted to kind of speak to that for a minute.
You'd like to hear my voice talk about the voice.
Well,
right?
yeah. I thought it was about your love for. I thought it was about your love for the game show.
Oh yeah, no, well,
That'll be somehow worse.
Really, is it?
It's like a competition,
Reality
kind of a
competition.
game show.
Well,
Is American Idol a game show?
Yeah.
Regardless,
Okay,
it's bad.
Look,
Like that's
do we refer to the president as a former game show host? It's a similar
Yeah.
Do we?
premise.
A lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
I don't.
It's a reality competition.
That's not the
show.
first thing that comes
I
to my
guess
head
we
when
should.
I think of him.
No,
Yeah,
it's
there are
not.
a lot of other things
That's
that
like
are
the
first thing, yeah.
40, if some 40 some odd thing that comes to
You know what's really funny is that
know.
I like the first instinct was to do a joke about how like I would support him, but like I don't even want to pretend to joke about
So
that
the
on
song.
camera.
Anyway, yeah, you got this new song. It just came out. You've already got like a couple thousand streams of this thing. Like
You got some stuff on this thing. What are you doing?
No, well, what are you doing right here?
well, I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. It's I've been getting asked because I don't know where these streams are coming from, right?
He knew what he was doing. He'd have more streams.
If he knew what he was
I
doing,
mean, I am in. You know, I love being a songwriter. Obviously, I've been doing it a long time. 4 full-length records. I'm working on my 5th, and
yeah.
you know, I've been doing it a long time. So I do it because I'm passionate about it, and I love making music, and I love to create. There's this whole business side of, you know, because Spotify is like the way to go. It's like a modern day MySpace almost. Where like, you know, MySpace, they used to track. They're finding me on. It's all because of the popularity of the
catch
show,
up.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah, as we were talking last time, everything's still kind of geared towards the full-length record. The Voice was the one that I was not only most complete, but the one that I wanted to specifically put out as a follow-up to the last. So it actually came out almost a month ago. It was April 19th on my birthday, which I thought was pretty cool to put a song out on my birthday. And I had some other great guest musicians on this track. Nick Ryan, first time ever,
The one, the only.
debuting on a Matt Cook recording, which I think I was more excited about that than he was.
It's my Nick Ryan impersonation.
Yeah, it's very.
I have been asking him to come hang out at the studio for like literally almost 2 years, and like he finally just came in, knocked it out one night. And then my other great friend Jordan Gilbert, super talented singer.
Yeah.
Still in high school, she's so great, and she sang all on Girasol. She's the one that did the duet Coward, song called Coward on my Girasol album. She sang that duet with me. So she and Nick sang the backgrounds to this. Will Blakey, a Brian Hansen band, played bass, and of course the man Pete Andrews, who I recorded with.
Excellent.
Drums.
And before we get out of here too, if you want to just give our viewers, Evie, one last quick
promo.
plug for the
Where we can
Tedx.
find
We still
everything.
have tickets available for May 18th. You can come see Matt speak and perform. You can get 20% discount using the code MattCook on TEDxAsburyPark.com. And in addition to Matt, there are over 20 speakers, some other performers, and it's going to be a really, really interesting and fun day. Chaos can also be good, as Matt alluded to. So it's not going to be a day of negativity. It's going to be a day of positivity.
I try to be positive. I don't.
Yes, you do.
Sometimes I rub people the wrong way in my positivity, but you know,
You
what can you do?
You can write
That's who I
it.
am.
You can write your 5th album about it. Matt Cook, Evie Task.
Thank you.
so much.
Thanks for
Thanks,
having
Ryan.
us.
That was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All the handshakes.
Thank you. Doctor. Hey, one more sponsored by. Where's my camera? It's
It's all about me. There it is. One More is sponsored by You Don't Know Jersey, owned and operated by Allison Ed Maziak. You Don't Know Jersey has been bringing its readers all the best in Garden State sports, music, art, film, and culture for nearly a decade. Hey, Brian Erickson, do you want to read some of Brian Erickson's long-awaited writing? Because you can, just by flipping through the magical digital pages of You Don't Know Jersey.
I would like to read that.
Why did you... Okay, so in the ad read, you italicized "can" to indicate that was the operative word, because you can just because why did you do that?
Just keep reading.
So whether you're in High Point, Cape May, or anywhere in between, visit YouDon'tKnowJersey.com. You Don't Know Jersey, laughing into the abyss of our meaningless lives with pork roll and local music since 2010. Holy shit.
I didn't write that one. You know who wrote that?
Who wrote that?
Ed,
are you okay, man?
Ed wrote that.
That's crazy.
The co-editor-in-chief wrote his own tagline.
Laughing into the abyss of our meaningless lives with pork roll and local music.
His music has been described as the sound of an old whiskey bar at the end of a dirt road, and his song Hardwired has over 40,000 streams. Let us welcome Radiator King.
That intro actually raised a good question. Are you Radiator King or is the band Radiator King?
That's a very good question.
Do you have an answer or no?
I have an answer. It's not a very good answer.
Which is?
Let me think of one and I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, okay,
Was it a little bit of both? Like,
Well-
you're kind of like Tallest Man on Earth? It's
Or like how-
both him and the band?
Or like Brian Herring's band is Ernest, but he is also Ernest, so we're not sure which is actually Ernest. I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's that those things exist in rock and roll. And
They
you know
do,
what?
they do.
You don't have to answer anything that he asks you that makes you uncomfortable.
Adam, how much do you make
feel
a
very
year
comfortable.
before taxes?
That's not, the answer's also not good.
Okay.
So I'd say the answer to your question is that the first time I went in to record songs that I had written on my own without a band, I brought a bunch of musicians in with me to do that.
Okay.
And they were all friends of mine, and it just didn't feel right to focus it on my name.
Just, yeah.
Didn't fit the music.
No.
It didn't really feel right.
A Radiator King sounds... It's a name that fits what you sound like.
Well, I appreciate that.
You know, like sometimes I get the idea that like the music, like maybe somewhere off in the distance, somebody's like banging an old radiator with like a rusty hammer or something like that. It's got that.
Actually, an awesome sound. I might try to
It's
get.
got,
when
well,
I
it's very
sound-
Tom Waits, very Tom Waitsian.
Yeah,
Tom Waits-esque.
Yes.
it's a top Waitian. It's
So,
good.
so you're from Boston
I
originally?
grew up in that area. Yep.
Is that? Did you know Fern from back in
Fern?
that time?
No.
That answers that question. My guitar player, Matt Fernicola, went to, Berkeley.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but that was probably like, I don't think the timelines were
I mean,
worked
like I
out at
maybe
all.
know two people that went there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, because I thought because I think he was the one who kind
Yeah.
of
He brought this together.
this
I don't know.
together,
I
made
didn't know
this
that he
happen.
did that until I saw on the Burns Instagram DM. He was what? So I kind of jumped in.
Oh yeah, because
And
Fern
organized.
like put he booked this thing for me. He's like, don't worry, we'll take care of it, no problem. Just hold the date, we're good. And like last week he's like, we're still good. I'm like, yeah, it's been on the calendar for like 3 months now.
We had all forgotten
Well, that was
about
the
it.
first I was
besides
hearing
for-
about it.
Yeah,
Well,
so
thank
there
you
you go.
It's
for
great to be
joining
here,
us.
man. Great to be here.
Yeah, no. Well, I was just gonna say if Radiator King started in 1997, right?
I don't. You showed me that. I don't know if that's true.
I didn't.
I thought it
Where'd
said
you-
it had said that on your
Who's doing
Wikipedia.
Did it?
Yeah.
Then it must be correct.
Wikipedia
so when did
never
you
lies.
I was just gonna
When
say
did you
because
start?
you
So
didn't,
let me
yeah.
think. I don't remember. I was in a band called Margin Walker,
Okay.
and then we broke up around. No, it had to have been early 2000s, because I would have been really
Wikipedia,
young then.
I mean, it's happened. With Stevie Wonder was like 14,
That's true.
right? Like
Yeah.
it happens.
I don't have anything on Stevie Wonder.
So what,
Sorry.
You have one thing on him.
Right. that I started
Okay,
when I was 6
moving
years old.
along.
You can drive a car. He can't.
That's
Let me just
debatable.
say this.
Oh yeah.
We're not gonna start talking about chemtrails or yeah.
This show's way more edgy than I had anticipated.
Honestly, it's really not.
I mean, he's
It really
wearing
isn't.
distressed
Yeah, it's
jeans
just let you
right
know
now.
how
That was the
edgy
first
we
tip
are.
off. That
You're a little out of
shit.
your
I'm like,
element
whoa,
right
what
now.
are these guys doing here? This is
I wanted
We
to throw
never
it there.
know. It's
When I
like-
bought these, I didn't realize they were distressed. It was like a 2-for-1 thing. And I just kind of grabbed a dark wash pair with the light wash, and then they turned out to be distressed. And I don't feel like going going back because that gives me anxiety. I want to hear talk
It
about
looks
that.
like Stevie Wonder picked those out. For you.
When did you
Kinda right.
relocate to New York?
1997. I mean, you guys gonna say stupid jokes, I'm gonna too.
That was good. No, yeah,
I
that was a
won't partake.
really the
No,
Stevie Wonder one
so-
was really good.
Thanks.
Oh my god,
Appreciate it.
guys.
Do you guys have a clapping backtrack?
I've been
We
asking
should-
for it.
There.
Nice.
It's Evie.
But
So
yeah,
I
Matt
think-
Smith said no to the backing track.
I also don't remember that year either. I should have browsed up on my timelines here.
I was a freshman in high school.
Seven years ago, I think I'd moved to New York City.
Okay. What was that like going from? I mean, Boston, New York aren't that different.
They are very different. Well, at least moving there was very different for me, just because all my friends, my family, everything was in that Boston area.
I just mean like by way of like large.
right. It's
kind
definitely
of, you know,
not
just
like moving
large
from
city.
Savannah,
Yeah.
Georgia to New York City.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like that type of shock.
But what was that culture shock? Like the going away from all those, you know, people and things you were familiar with.
I'd say the biggest was in Boston. We had, just like what you guys have here in Asbury Park, you got a music scene. You have people that you play
Yeah.
music with. You support each other. You play shows together. You go to each other's shows. Moving to New York, I knew no one. And so I was going to shows, trying to meet people, and trying to like, hey, let's put together a show. And people were very unenthusiastic.
They're
at
very
first.
guarded, right? Like
Not
they're
city
very
especially.
guarded about that stuff.
On
like
the
they don't
surface.
really like it's, you know, you feel like if somebody were around here like, oh yeah, how can I book here? Who do I talk to? And it's like, oh yeah, talk to this guy. Here's an email,
Right.
whatever. But I feel like in New York, yeah, people are very guarded with their information.
Absolutely.
Did it take you a while to kind of break through a little bit of that?
Yeah, there's just so many people and so many musicians, but eventually you're gonna find. That's the thing about New York City. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find eventually. It just takes longer to find it sometimes.
Yeah.
And eventually, you know, I came across some great people, and then you know you find exactly what you're looking for in a music scene and a music community, and so you know I was fortunate enough to walk into that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, you, or at least now, this is not your Wikipedia on your website.
Okay.
You cited the proverb, "In every crisis, there's opportunity," and I feel like even, you know, we were just talking about chaos
Right.
with Matt and Evie. What type of opportunities have you pulled from crisis?
Oh, I'd say every tour.
You have a story for us? You have anything
Let's
specific?
see.
Or?
Yeah, I can think up something. If you give me like 25 minutes.
Yeah, we probably have like
Matt, do we have that
5
time?
to 7.
Can we get Matt on that? 25 minutes for a
right.
story to think? Let's see. I think, so I'll say this about, you know, going on the road and playing shows. You think, a lot of people think like, wow, that must be great to go out and play shows in front of people that you've never met before and in cities that you have never been to. And it's a lot of hard work to do it. I book all my own tours, and I have been for the last like 10 years.
Yeah.
And so you put all this work in, and you take time off of work, and you invest all your finances that you have to do this, and you do it, and then there'll be shows where there's no one there, and you feel like it's a total waste of time, and you get there, and you're like, this was not worth it. I just wasted a lot of money to get here. I wasted other people's time, but it's in those times when you have to figure out, all right, it takes a really strong person and musician to be like, okay, just close my eyes. There's something to be gained from this. Just part of being a musician is to do your craft, and it doesn't matter if there's 2 people there, because those 2 people, the next time maybe they'll tell 5 more people, and the next time you go through, there'll be 20 people there. I don't know. I'd say that's definitely a position where that statement comes in handy
Cool.
or is applicable.
I would say so. Wow. All right. Applause.
Thank you very much. For those of you who can't see this, this is like a TED Talk. There's 1,100 people here.
TEDx talk.
TEDx, yeah.
How do you find your particular balance so that you recognize the opportunities without needing to, like some people I find kind of create crisis almost through like self-sabotage, where, you know, you fall into this sort of idea that like, oh yeah, well, I can only write when I'm, you know, in pain or I'm feeling like down or hurt or something, and then you kind of manufacture that. Where's the balance for you to still be inspired by crisis but not let it consume you?
I'd say, I think that's BS. The whole thing, like you need to be like in pain to write.
Yeah, I don't necessarily
No, I
agree
wasn't saying
with
that
but-
you do. I'm just saying I don't prescribe the whole idea. I think that to be honest, I write the most amount of songs when I'm in the best place in life.
Yeah.
When I feel like I'm on my feet and I can, have some cash in my pocket to do the things that I need to do. And when life's the best, I feel like I write the most amount of songs. And I would say, as far as manufacturing it, I think those people who would say that just, I think that they don't know how to write a song probably, and they're trying to reach for something. I don't know. That makes no sense to me.
So you've collaborated with a few people also. How'd you come to work with like some of the bigger names like Brian from Violent Femmes or Franz from The Hold Steady, who I'm going to see The Hold Steady this week.
Oh, they're an awesome
Yeah.
band. Yeah.
How did those people come into your life and make their way onto your records?
Brian I played with for a while. We went on tour together and we just became really good friends, and still to this day we're really good friends. It was just one of those things. Sometimes you just sit in a room with someone and it just happens. Like you're like soul brothers or something. And that's one of the things that happened with us. It was a producer I had who was making an album called The Hall of Triumph After
Was that Jesse Cannon?
Justin Cannon, yeah.
Yeah, I know him. He's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And so I needed a drummer for that album. I had a very specific thing in mind. I wanted a drummer that was going to be willing to
bang on a tin can with a paintbrush like that.
Exactly. And wasn't going to be weird about it, have any hang-ups with it. And so he was like, I know the perfect guy, but I don't know if he'll do it, but here's his number, give him a call. And we talked for a long time. We listened to a lot of the same hardcore bands in Boston.
Oh, really?
And then we just he's like, why don't you come over? We'll hang out for an afternoon. I stayed there for 4 hours. We played together. And from that time on, we just became really good friends. And to be honest, he's one person that was one of the best people I've ever been in the studio with, because you'd think someone played with 9 Inch Nails, Violent Femmes, the Dresden Dolls, that he'd have some sort of air of importance, that he was somehow owed something when he was in the room. Not at all. This guy was most willing to do whatever you had as an idea.
Oh, this was Brian Viglione.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. I just heard Brian. I'm a huge Dresden Dolls fan.
Are you?
That's super funny to me.
He's amazing, man.
Yeah,
he's one of the best musicians I've ever played with.
I saw the Dresden Dolls live a couple of
Yeah.
years ago, and it's really, really incredible to watch him play live, because he's an orchestra by
He's
himself.
a beast.
It's unreal.
Yeah. And he's the nicest guy, too.
Yeah, I mean,
So
Dresden Dolls in general. Very big fan.
So now, even though you kind of bring in these session guys, and now obviously you kind of become friendly with them, but how much creative input do they get, or do they even bother? How much creative input, rather, should I say, they do they offer up?
I always
when
encourage them. I don't get involved with anyone that I don't trust their instincts. I don't think the way I kind of write songs and the way I operate in the studio, I really much rely on instincts and impulses. I want people to sort of follow whatever they're thinking, because I wouldn't ask them to be a part of it if I didn't think that they had good taste and they came from a similar place where they could understand where I was trying to go with something. That's really important to me.
Yeah, and how much control would you say you do maintain over the whole thing? Because it's, it seems like Radiator King, it's you in the center, and then you kind of have people, I guess, that sort of kind of come in and out, or they're not. It's not like the Burns, where it's these 4 guys definitively all the time.
Right.
So how do you what sort of control do you like to exert over the band or in the studio?
I like to think about it this way. It's the people that I kind of let into that circle, it's kind of like a collective almost. Whoever I let into that circle, however much they're willing to devote themselves to it, I'm willing to give them, as much as they're willing to give, I'm willing to give some, of that freedom to them.
That's cool. That's
the guys I'm playing with right now, they come on the road, we sleep together on floors, and, they get in the trenches with me. So, it's a type of thing right now. They're back here, and
are they here?
You want to give a shout out?
Come on, say hi.
you guys want to come on? Just give some.
I think
wave?
they were pretty adamant about not coming on earlier.
Yeah.
Just give a shout out real quick to your boys. Who are your boys?
Ed Goldson over here. He's the bass player. Ed's amazing. Me and Ed have been playing together for a while now. And then Adam Moses over here is our drummer.
Excellent.
Yeah. It's 11,000 people. Now it's 11,000. Cheering.
There's some people staying outside. You can come in.
Is that Rachel?
Oh, is that? I don't know. Oh, I think that is Rachel.
Who is that?
I don't know who that
it?
is, but bring them in. You guys are going to come in.
Come
It's Kat.
Oh, it's Cat London.
Anyway, sorry. You're sorry. So yeah.
Sorry, so
how long
continue.
have you been with these 2 guys?
Ed, what, 3 years, 2 years, something like that. We did a West Coast tour, and actually it was through Brian that I met him. I needed a bass player for a tour, and Brian's like, "Yo, I'll be a drummer. Ed will be a bass player. We'll do this, the three of us. It's gonna be awesome." And I did that, and we've been playing together ever since.
Cool. Are these the guys on the latest album, on the EP?
They played some stuff on the EP. There was like a transition moment. So Brian played some drums on the EP. We actually recorded. We have a whole full length ready to go. Actually,
Okay.
That
Oh,
EP.
that's awesome.
Right. So we recorded that was like 2 sessions, but the EP that just came out, Roll the Dice.
Yeah, back in February, not that long ago. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
So when's the full length coming?
It's a good question.
Can you announce that? Or no?
Oh, do we get an exclusive
Or you just-
announcement?
We've been
I
getting
haven't even thought about
exclusives lately. All right, then don't worry about it.
Okay.
What is
Probably, I think you can expect it late fall.
with Roll the Dice? Those 3 songs you're saying they were recording the same sessions, more or less as a full
Those
length?
3 were recorded in the same sessions, and we did another session. So there was 7 songs recorded in that
Okay.
session, and then the next session we did 4.
Okay.
And all those songs are ready to go.
Okay, so what was it about those 3 songs that kind of kept them separate from an idea of a full length?
So the label that put it out, Sound Evolution Music, I kind of sat down with them, and it's basically like, "What songs do you want to release?"
Okay, that's
Wow.
that's pretty straightforward.
You know,
I
so
like
you,
it's all very straightforward for you. There's not you don't remember dates.
not
and
a lot of
everything just kinda
mythology.
happens.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but you gathered at the under the 100th floor of their executive
Right.
building.
Yeah. It was
and
like
the
on
suits.
the penthouse suite. Where
Yeah,
they,
the suits all decided.
Yeah, where all those penthouse suites that small record labels can afford
Yeah.
in 2019.
Well, I mean,
now
Mint,
more
Mint
than ever,
400, their next show takes place on their own private yacht.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
well, Neil's
we're
got
always-
those. Neil's got those limitless pockets.
Yeah.
He's,
As
Neil,
any-
can you
as any
bend them
small
real
label.
quick? As any small label head would.
Yeah, so that's well. So I guess going off of what you said before, like you don't really let anybody into the circle who you don't trust. So I assume if you're working with a label and they're saying, yeah, you know what, we picked these songs. You maintain that trust with them.
Well, it was a little, yeah. First of all, I trust them wholeheartedly. I think they're great people, and the reason that they're doing what they do is like, you know, this right along the lines of what I believe about, you know, morals and music and
Yeah.
and you know, being good to people, really, and musicians, and respecting people's music and why you're doing it. And they totally do that. They're great people. That's why I'm working with them. It's not because they have that, you know, mansion and the yacht.
Yeah.
Those are secondary reasons.
Well, I mean, that's that's private swimming pool.
But yeah, it was more of a collaboration as far as picking the songs. I mean, I was like, what songs would you like to have on there? And we talked about it, and we talked about like which one would be a good B-side. So there was a discussion, but it was very much I was, you know, open to whatever they had in mind. And Rob Janicki runs that label. He's a great guy, and he'll be there tonight.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd have him down next season.
Yeah, you should.
So that'd be great.
I would like to do more like the label side of things because we've had like every Mint 400 band on. We haven't had Neil on yet, so.
We had Neil on first episode of last season. You were not there
Yes.
because we did it
Well,
at
I
Matt's
want
house.
Neil on.
Well, we'll do that, and
wanna
yeah,
be Neil.
I'd like to do that too. We're gonna do a Mint 400 takeover. We'll do a Telegraph takeover. We're gonna bring
Sound
it all
Evolution.
home.
We'll
Yeah,
maybe
bring Sound
network.
Evolution in. Like that'd be We'll because we're all going to the show tonight, so we could kind
Oh,
of
yeah. Sounds
hook up
good.
and talk to him. So before we get out of here, though. Why not remind our audience where they can find your music and where they can come see you both tonight and beyond if you've got other dates?
So let's see. Let's start with tonight. You can come down to the Wonder Bar. Rachel Anna Dobkins opening the night off.
Love Rachel.
She's
Love
great.
Rachel.
Yeah.
She's a.
Clapping backtrack initiated. And then we'll play second, and then the Burns
Hate them.
taking it
Hate
away.
them.
The big dumb burns.
Big dumper.
I'm like if there's any show to come to for the Burns is this one because we have not played together in almost a month. We have not seen each
He's
other.
really selling this one, isn't he, folks?
It's gonna be
Laugh track, laugh track
you know how, like,
initiated.
Very
You
Vegas.
know, like most of the time, like you see the Burns, like oh, it's a shit show, but like they planned it. This time around, it's not. It's not gonna look.
Jumping
All
without a
organic.
shoot.
Yeah, it's really gonna. I've got distressed jeans. Joey's pants are gonna be ripped because that's Joey. It's gonna be
And
a shit
Fern's
show.
just distressed in
But
general.
where can we find Radiator King online, et
So
cetera, et cetera?
RadiatorKingMusic.com without the stutter. And you can find everything from there. And then you can find it on Spotify. I mean, people know how to use the internet. You just go on the internet, you type in Radiator King, some stuff's going to show up. I don't know all that.
There's gonna be a
specifics.
guy who repairs radiators in Chicago. Don't click on that
Oh, yeah,
guy.
don't use
Look,
that.
look for Adam's mug. That's where you can find his
just
fucking
got
music.
an email the other day. Every once in a while, I'll get an email, like
Oh,
a really weird
no.
one. It's like, "Hello, sirs. We were very interested in buying radiators and condensing heating methods. And it's awesome. I always be like, hello, here's my music. They're always like, very nice.
You like radiators, little buddy?
Have I
I'm the king
have I
of them.
got a treat for you?
And they just totally disregard the email back, like, good day.
Good day, sir.
Speaking of though, you're gonna perform a couple songs in studio here for us right before you like run across town to get to the Wonder Bar.
Yeah.
So thank you for taking the time. This is great.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been awesome. Thank you for having me.
And yeah, you're welcome back anytime. We'll see you in a little bit at the Wonder Bar too.
Awesome.
Hey, Radiator King. Let's get you set up.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, he's all set up.
Okay, so am I doing the thing and then Chris is doing the thing? Or am I
No,
doing
you're
the
gonna do the thing,
And then he's gonna play, and then you're
then
gonna
he's
do the
play.
thing.
Yeah.
Wait.
You know, like an episode.
Well, yeah, but normally there's two music. Oh wait, no, you do.
There's two musicians tonight. Matt Cook is also playing.
I forgot that Matt Cook was singing a song from the TED Talk. That's so exciting. Anyway, One More with Brian Erickson was brought to you by the Asbury Park Music Foundation. APMF raises money to support youth music programs throughout Asbury Park that provide lasting skills, self-confidence, and life-changing experiences for underserved kids in our community. Park or Asbury Park Live over the summer, Suburbia Friday nights, or the Sunday Songwriter Series, APMF always has something going on. Check out their calendar for more details. And if you're interested in making a meaningful difference in the community or keeping Asbury Park's legacy of music alive, head to asburyparkmusiclives.org to make a donation. And while you're there, pick up a Music Saved Asbury Park t-shirt. All proceeds make it possible to support Music Saved My Life youth music programs.
I just would like
to.
Okay.
One More is also brought to you by Cat London. It's like really hard. Certified luthier Mike Vrock. Bordentown Rescue has the quickest turnaround time in the state. So whether your body needs a new saddle, your bridge needs to be repegged, or your tuners need lubrication, call certified luthier Mike Vrock for an estimate. Bordentown Guitar Rescue. Fix it, Vrock. And now,
A tuner has never needed lubrication. That's just not proper.
yeah, that's what Brian said.
All right. Anyway.
Without further ado, Radiator King.
All right, this one's called Roll the Dice. Push my way through the market. Me and Little John were on the run. The man in blue stood at the corner, so we lay low till the day was done. Oh, Marie, I'm getting closer to the light inside my dreams. Well, they pushed me to the corner, so I rolled the dice, Marie. Up here by Union Station, girl, you'd better learn to hold your own. You could kiss me on the platform just as long as nobody knows. Laughing wild dreams, nothing's ever quite as it seems. When the sun sets over the skyline, we'll just roll the dice, Marie. Yeah, roll the dice, Marie. She said, why are you waiting on a prayer that's been lost to the world? Some nights are still here wailing. It's a battle cry, a last gasp at a lost cause. Now and then I walk the train tracks to see if you've come back around. At night I even light the candles ever since you left town. But I'm alright here on my own. Girl, just remember wherever you roll, when the sea sets in tomorrow, yeah, just roll the dice, Marie. Yeah, roll the dice, Marie. Roll the dice, Maureen. Fabulous audience. Fabulous. This one's called Raylene. My heart is burning. I hope you hear me singing to you through this song. I walked back to where I started. I swear I'll make it all up to you someday. I watch the clouds roll on through the foothills until at last they make their way out of sight. Let's say goodbye in the last days of summer, knowing we got every bang for our buck. Really, my heart is burning. I hope you hear me singing to you through the song. I walked back to where I started. I swear I'll make it all up to you someday. The wind calls me now, so I must be going. There were so many things I could never say. I'm worried I forgot how to walk with another, 'cause you know I walk so far now on my own. Raylene, 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 Raylene. Maybe the end's upon us, oh, and here comes the storm. I still cherish all the days I spent with you. My heart is burning. I hope you hear me singing to you through this song. Thank you.
Thanks so much, man.
Thank you, man.
Radiator King, ladies and gentlemen. All right, events for the week of May 13th. Monday, May 13th. Happy birthday, Boots. Love ya. Happy Mondays presents Radiator King, Rachel and Adopkin, and the Big Dumb Birds at the Wonder Bar at 8 p.m. That's happening like right now. Keep watching the episode, but drive over. Look at your phone while driving. Matt Smith approved. Matt Smith was like, it's my favorite thing. Tuesday, May 14th, Nikki and Donna. Finding Phoebus and our very own Jesse McCormick at the downtown at 7 p.m. Bad Hats, Dentist, and Well-Wisher at the Saint at 7 p.m. Mint 400 presents the Pet Shop Songwriting Showcase at Pet Shop in Jersey City at 9 p.m. Wednesday, May 15th, Dan Appy, Jack, and Ellis Wilkinson at the Asbury Hotel at 8 p.m. I'm getting like a cookie burp. Hold on. Thursday, May 16th, there's fucking nothing going on, so I don't fucking know what you're doing on Thursday. I'm staying home. Friday, May 17th, happy birthday, Jesse McCormick, and Deirdre Forrest, yeah! Little Vicious Music Shoot, that's at Whitechapel and Long Branch. That's also when their album comes out, can't wait. This Kills Me, the Hell Yeah Babies, and Comfy at the Barbary at 7 p.m. Making Waves, Bob Macon, the one, the only, His Fest is day one at the Brighton Bar. Dry Reef, Eleanor Talley, Ruby Bones, and Brooklyn Pearls at Pianos at 7 p.m. Cat London is at Dragonfly Cafe at 7 p.m. You're doing that with David Ross Lawn, right?
What?
Is that you and David?
No. Cafe Artiste
Oh.
28.
All right. I think I'm invited to that. Never mind. It's just Cat London at Dragonfly Cafe. I don't know.
That's next week.
Okay, the Vaughns, Albert Release Show at the AP Brewery at 8 p.m. Holy shit, that album is so fucking good. Cold Weather Company, Low Light, and Fox Sand at Bourbon and Branch at 8 p.m. That's like my entire playlist. Jeff Flynn, the Black Spot Society, Alpha Rabbit, the Clydes, and Jenny Cat at the Asbury Hotel at 8:30 p.m. And Dead Ramblers are at Jamian's. Saturday, May 18th, happy birthday, Alice from You Don't Know, Jersey. Woo! Tedx, Asbury Park at the Paramount Theater. That starts at 9 a.m. It's all day. I won't wake up till noon, so, you know, that's what's going on with me. Highlands Park Fest at 2019 at 10 a.m. That's in Highlands. Like, there's so many people playing, and I'm going to be, like, day drunk all day. Come down and party with me. Allow, The Wild Blue, All Right Jr., and Nathan Brullier. I hope I got that right. At Arlene's Groceries at 7 p.m. Luke Dowler, the one, the only. Royal Arctic Institute, Fake Pockets, and Low Light at John and Peter's and New Hope at 8 p.m. Frost Fest, Episode 6, Return of the Rai Rai, featuring Catch Me If You Can, Chris Rockwell, Epic Failure, Finding Phoebus, and John Baldasano. Baldasano, close enough. At McGuinn's at 8 p.m. Ellis Wilkinson is at Rockwood Music Hall at 10 p.m. Sunday, May 19th, Making Waves Fest, Day 2 at the Brighton Bar, 2 p.m. Jillian Reese McCoy, Des Spinks, and Regan Richards at 8 p.m. at 12 o'clock noon. Des and the Swagmatics, Chris Rockwell Collective, Where Gus Now, Natalie Farrell, and more at the House of Independence at 4 p.m. The Joe Gallupo Art Expo, that's just Joe Gallupo showing his art at Red Eye Cafe at 6 p.m. The Architects, Morningside Lane, Steve Burke at the AP Brewery at 8 p.m. Cook Thuglas, Nerve Damage, and Cold Weather Company at the Scarlet Pub at 8 p.m. Rachel Ann Adopkin is closing out for Tosh Sultana at the Stone Pony. Hit her up. She's got cheaper tickets than online. And also, it's the Game of Thrones finale, and I think I speak for everyone and say, fuck that noise. But now, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Matt Cook! Woo!
Thanks, guys. So the TED Talks had me kind of contemplating on some of my older work. This is one of my older chaos-inspired songs from my second record, Live, Laugh, Love. It's called City Doctor. Thank you very much. One more, let's do it. I'll play you guys my brand new single called The Voice right now.
Scared of what is coming for you, lost inside a different point of view. When you look into my eyes, I've got nothing left to hide. You see me from the inside. The melody's been sung, got no place left to run. This whole life has just begun. It's not the end, my friend. We could have been something. We may still be a mystery, 'cause we both say nothing. Gonna be captured by the sweetest sound. Voice that keeps on rising from the ground. Staring through a crowd, too young to settle down. Cameras flashing all around. I've shown it all before, no need to be unsure. You're the one that I adore. It's not the end, my friend. We could have been something. We may still be a mystery, 'cause we both say nothing. Gonna bag it all for It's not the end, my friend. Please comprehend who I am. It's my intent, selflessness. Will you please say something? 'Cause the silence is killing
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks, Chris.
Rich, why don't you guys just come on out? I mean, you're here, so why not?
Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, the Radiator King. They left for the Wonder Bar. So, what's that? Oh yeah. So yeah, Kat and Rich are back. So look at that. They.
What do you got, Brian?
I don't know. So for Matt Cook, Evie Task, Radiator King, Kat London and Rich Aveo, the Asbury Park Music Foundation, Mogo Korean Fusion Tacos, Jesse McCormick, Chris Dubrow. I have been, I remain Brian Erickson. We will see you next week for our final show of season 3. Good night.